this right here, this cylinder right here is roughly about where that is. Now I just noticed something and I'm not happy about what I noticed, but I just noticed that this here is a coil pack, and that coil pack is cracked. Look at here, right there. See where that's cracked? That's probably my fault. That's cracked right there too. I was out here with 63 Impala and I might have knocked this off the shelf. And when I did that, I might have cracked that. So, yeah, it could be a problem. I might need to, let's take the lid off this coil pack. I don't know if that'll still work. I guess I can find out when I spin it over and see if I can get any fire out of it. Dang it. This is a cheap, cheap Chinese distributor. It ain't nothing to write home about, but it's cheap, and I put one on the rat rod and it worked. Probably, well, I'm sure I can buy another whole distributor for less than I can get another coil. But this one might work. It might just be just because it's cracked. I mean, it don't work. In fact, I was talking the other day about using some of that stuff you use on wiring, that liquid stuff that you use for insulation. I might be able to paint some of that on there because you don't want no moisture to get inside of there. But I might could take and paint that over with something. Oh yeah, you see there's my coil right there. So the part that's bad here is just the cover, which I could probably seal back up. I could probably do it with some JB weld. That might be what I want to do. I'm going to pull these nuts out. So this is what we got here. This is cracked right there, and it's cracked right here. But I could take some JB weld and put on that, and it'd probably be fine. Oh, I see one of these is broke off. I had a piece fall out from in there. This piece, well, it came out of here. It went right there. I got that upside down, but that's where that should be. I think what I'll do is just leave this sit here for a minute or two and get me some JB weld out and do a quick little JB weld repair on this cap, put it back on there, because I believe it would still work fine if I fixed that. So, yeah. So, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put y'all on hold, put you off, turn you off. I might move you wherever. I'm going to move you to wherever it is I'm going to wind up working at on this thing, and we'll go back to that again. So, basically all this is a cover, keep moisture and stuff out of that, and crack is right there, and there's a crack right here. Well, what I can do is I get me a long twist tie and put around that. I can pull this crack too, I can pull this little crack too, and then I can JB weld all that right there, see? And that'll hold it in place till it gets dry. And the other thing I can do is take that little red bit that goes down in there, JB weld it, stick it down in there, and that'll work. So all I need is a clean flat place to work on. A clean flat place to work on. Well, so that gives me some other quest. I'll go see if I can find me a clean flat place to work on, and I'll get back with you. Okay? So some of y'all that's been around a while might remember that there was a time when I made this, and I had a little Canon camera, and I used to screw that Canon camera on top of here, and then if I was working on a car, I'd just sit this down and let the camera take a picture, and I wouldn't have to forward out tripod legs and all that. What I can do with this also is stick it right here in my Rusty Acres vise and give this a spin or two, and then lo and behold, I have a clean flat place to work on. which is what I needed for this project. So, how about that? Is that clever or what? So, let's get us a couple of little twist ties. No, they're not twist ties, they're cable ties. So, let's get us a cable tie or 2 or 3. And one won't go all the way around that, but 2 will, I bet you. I could actually use, I bet I got some smaller ones. Let's take a look. Yeah, let's use these little smaller ones because they're probably a little cheaper. I'll save them big ones for another day. We'll wind up using 3 of these. You can hook these into each other like this. And I can put these around here. Put this one through that one. I can put this right up on the outside edge and pull that tight. Nice and snug there. I need a little pull right there too, so I'll get some more. I need me a clothespin or something right in there, I believe. Or a little clamp. Pretty sure I got a little clamp. There you go. So that pretty much closes the crack. If I can get around these ties, actually that tie was more in my way than not. But see, I can get a good bit of glue right in there. And set that aside and let it dry. Yeah. So I got JB Weld sitting over here. I like to keep me a little JB Weld around because, oh, it's handy. It's handy for all kind of things. Now I've got a little, picked up a gasket this morning and it came in the package. The package would be just about perfect for setting up my JB Weld on. There's the gasket right there, but this little piece of paper right here, it's clean. I can set it right here, mix up my JB Weld on that, and then brush it onto here. I'm not even sure I need that bottom one. I think I'm going to cut it off. Let's go with that top one because with that clamp there, see, that does a pretty good job without that. Put that right there. That closes that up pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to get me some JB Weld and do that and let that dry. So that's easy to do, but I'll need something to spread it with. And I usually use a little screwdriver. All I need is a dibble and a dabble, so I need a hole. I'm going to get me a screwdriver. And I'll just mix that up. And I'll just put it right on that. There. You know, I might do better if instead of using this clamp, I used a little smaller clamp. I might have one. This little our vice grips doesn't take up as much space, and it still fits the bill, so that I can get some of this all over in here where the other vice grips were hiding my pathway to success. And I can take a little bit of this, come right up under here with it, see, put some right there too. I think I'm going to want some more of that. Another little dibble, and another little dabble. Put some of that inside, and there, and here, and twist that over. Put some down in there, too. And then I got a little tiny bit for that last little bit here. See, this thing here is supposed to be down inside there. And I believe that will hold that. What I did was I put this piece down in there. Flashlight. And put that piece down in there. Now I'd like to get some more stuff on the back of that. I think I won't mess with it now. I'll let it dry because I'm going to come back later and put some more in here where these vice grips are at, and out here where that cable tie is at. So what I'm going to do with that now, see there's a little crack right there. I could use a little more in. Maybe I will mix up a little bit more. But I can see some spots where I could put a little bit more. I'll get another little dibble and another little dabble here. I'll be trying to get some more JB Weld before too long. Oh, the joy. Okay, so let's reassess where we are. We have this distributor cap cover being glued that won't be ready for a while. And we have a distributor in here, and we have this on top dead center according to this mark, and we have the piston on top dead center right there. Now let me tell you how this works. This crankshaft goes around once for every twice that this camshaft goes around. Now this camshaft drives this distributor. So what that means is that every other turn of the crankshaft, oh, there was another way I could have, well, I already know, but there's another way, there's another thing I could have done. Let's go ahead and do that. Every other turn of that crankshaft is where it needs to be fired. Now, you can either be 180 degrees on or 180 degrees off because you've got that slot in there. So you can be pointing in the right direction or the exact wrong direction. And one way to kind of tell is to take the valve cover off here. And these two rockers should be loose, and they are. See that? These are both loose. Now these, some of these you can wiggle, some you can't. But this, the camshaft drives these things up and down, and they open and close the valves. So when this is on an upward stroke and the valves are closed, there should be a stroke that puts gas in here, and then it goes down, comes back up, and when it goes down, it pulls the gas in. When it comes up, it compresses the gas. And then when the compressed gas gets up here and these valves are closed, it fires. When it fires, it drives this back down. That shoots the burnt gas out. And then when it comes back up, it's ready to pull some more gas in. So this is a 4-stroke engine. It means one stroke, downward stroke pulls the gas in, upward stroke, compression, and then downward stroke to drive to pull the gas out. So if this is on top dead center and this is on top dead center and these two are loose, then it should be that if this is sit in here right, this point, bring it all over here, this point right here should be the point that's firing. So what I can do, once all the glue dries and everything, I'll want to go ahead and put an oil pressure gauge thing in this hole so I won't be squirting out oil. But what I want to do is spin this over, and I can put a timing light. I can put one wire on this and put a timing light on that one wire, and I can go around here where this timing mark is, and I can literally time this without it running with the starter turning it over, which should be good enough to get it to crank when I'm ready to crank it. Now I'm not going to be ready to crank it until I get all the plugs in it and all the wires hooked up. And so what I can do now, right now I've got two things going on. I've got paint drying on the piece that goes in the gas pump. Now the reason I don't want to be spinning it over while this piece is off, because I don't want to be throwing oil out of this. So I want to put this piece on it, put the fuel pump on it, put the rod in there that the fuel pump goes on. And then I want to put the oil pressure gauge over here and attach it and fill up this hole so I don't get oil pumping out of that. So those are two things I can do. I've also, this doesn't have to be done before I crank it, but I can go ahead and put my thermostat and my gasket in here for my thermostat gasket. That's something else I can do. Yep. So, yeah. So while that's drying and that's drying, I'll work on that other stuff. I don't know if that's clear or not, but if it ain't, I apologize. I can't make it any more clear. So there's that. I will just go ahead and put this carburetor gasket over here just to keep it from getting in trouble while we're doing whatever else we're doing. In fact, I might go ahead and set the carburetor on that. You know, that kind of helps to keep dirt and stuff from getting down in there. This isn't the carburetor I'm going to use, but I can set it over here for now anyway.